Hey guys, how's it going? Alright, it's time for another video, another instructional video, and today what I'm going to talk about is how to get used to plucking different directions on the guitar when you're plucking just with a single pick. I'm using a pick on a 6-string guitar today. I got two camera angles. I got this straight shot right here, and I got this guy down here so that you can see what I'm doing over here. Hopefully I stay in the shot. And what we're going to do is I'm going to go over some ideas that you can practice at home when it comes to working on a chromatic scale. Primarily this is good for the chromatic scale because it'll help you just get used to getting faster at moving the pick up and down, because what's really common, what I notice with my students, is that the most common thing that they want to do is always just go down. And I think it's also because it's kind of the natural feeling. So what I'm going to do is this for this lesson, I'm going to focus on the chromatic scale, which is every single note. If you're looking at the keyboard, it's every white and black note, whichever is next in order. On the fretboard, it's every fret that's next to each other, so all half steps. And we're not going to play any open strings. I'm going to go from the 3rd fret. And so it is good to be able to do all of these things. I'm not saying that it's not a good thing to be able to do all down plucks, but I still think that it's still, I guess it's a pluck, I don't know, down plucks, but you should also be able to do up and alternating. This is something that I learned from a cousin of mine who got into guitar, and he's actually really, really good. And so I wanted to pass this on to you. So the normal tendency is to go all down strokes. And so if we're doing the chromatic scale through all of these different strings, starting on the lowest string at the top of the fretboard, it'll be something like this, all down strokes like this. Now, it's good to be able to do that, especially because you want to get used to just being able to striking the string with the pick at the same time that you're hitting it with your finger in your fingers in your left hand, so you can get that rhythm together, so that you can get them used to being able to do that together. But the thing is that when you start to speed it up, it's really hard because the economy of motion is being lost there, because you're doing all downstrokes, and so you're moving a lot, you know. Like I said, it's okay to do this in some circumstances, especially if you're playing some rock or punk stuff. It's a lot of downstrokes because those are really strong sounding strokes, but you want to be able to do different things so that you can apply them to different situations, all right? So another method is to do all upstrokes, and this is going to be something that might be hard to get used to because it feels kind of unnatural, but it's a good thing to be able to do. So let's try the same thing, chromatic scale, no open strings, all upstrokes. So notice, for one thing, what's really good about this is I'm only looking at my left hand so that I can focus on those fingers. That's a really good thing to be able to get used to doing, because I'm not looking at my right hand. My right hand is just doing what it's supposed to do. I did have a little bit of a hiccup when I went to the 2nd from the top string, but I'm still generally not looking at my picking hand, because you want to get to a place where you're so used to it that your hand is just going where it needs to go, and that a lot of that is muscle memory and just getting used to that. So it's another argument for just really just being on your instrument and focusing and doing a lot of that stuff. You know, it's the same sort of thing. Now, here's the benefit to doing alternate strokes. So if I'm going all up, I'm losing some economy of motion there. If I'm going all down, I'm losing some economy of motion there as well. So alternate picking, which is up, down, it is going to help you, because what's going to happen is as you're moving back and forth, you'll be setting yourself up to go to the next string more easily. And so my understanding is what you want to do is the same sort of thing, same position, same hand position in the left hand, and you're going to start with an upstroke, because if you go in order, here we go, watch it, I'm going to go really slow. Up, down, up, down. When I go to the next string, for that fifth note in the chromatic scale that we're playing, my pick is already in position to go. It's going like this. Up, down, boom. So the fourth note, I'm going down, so I'm going to the next string down, as opposed to going in the opposite direction and then having to go down and catch up. So this actually really works, because when you go down, you pass that string and then you go up on the next string. Now, I know that maybe that's going to be weird to get used to that and to be able to do that eventually, but the point of being able to do this is that eventually, when you get your speed up, it's going to take time. You want to go slow, really slow at first. You got to get used to it. And once you're used to it, you're going to be able to go a lot faster, because it's going to be so much more efficient to be moving in that manner. Okay, hopefully you can see it in the camera on the right hand. It's hard for me to keep an eye on it, because I'm trying to pay attention to both cameras at the same time and make sure I'm playing it right. Oops. Dang it. Right? And so on the way back, I'm on the highest string now. I'm going to start with a downstroke, because when I'm going back up on the fourth note, check it out. Down, up, I'm going to this next string and I'm ready to hit it, because I'm already moving in that direction after that fourth note. Shoot, sorry. Alright, so let's put those together. Again, from the lowest pitched string, which is on the top of the fretboard, I'm going to start with an upstroke. And on the bottom, when I'm on my way back, when I get down here to the highest pitches, I'm going to do the opposite so that I can make it more efficient coming back. One more time. Oops. Right? And then you're going to start with down on the way back. Alright, I think I only messed up on the last three notes, but other than that, you get the idea. So that's all going to be really, really good stuff to do. That's definitely going to be the easiest way to get really fast at being able to play this chromatic scale and be really efficient, because you really want to have that dexterity, even though it's just one scale focus. You could even do it the opposite way, and just to get used to that, so doing the opposite of what I just showed you. So starting with the downstroke up on the top, which is the lowest sounding string. But still, you got to keep in mind that it is kind of weird. I would suggest being able to do all four of them. All down, all up, and then the way that is recommended to go really fast, and the opposite way. So from the top, starting with the up, I guess. You get the idea. So go ahead and just try that, It's really going to help you. I suggest very strongly that you go back and watch the video as many times as you need to really understand it. I hope I went slow enough. But again, it's really important to be able to do at least the alternating one where you start with the upstroke on the bottom. And when you're on the top going back, you start with the downstroke. Right? So. And then pretend I go all the way to the top. All right, you get the idea. Okay. I don't want to make this video super long, but you get the idea. Go for it. Get in the practice room, work on that stuff. Let me know if you have any questions. I'm happy to help and offer anything else I can. I hope that it was clear enough for you and that you get in there and you start working on that and do it in other places too. Thanks. I'll see you next time. Other places on the fretboard. See you next time.